so different than living in the desert? Good morning. Well, it's morning for me, but welcome. I'm Allie. If you're new here, I'm Allie. If you're not new here, welcome back. I'm still Allie. I always find that funny. I don't know why. It isn't. So, for those of you that have been watching me for at least a year and a half or so, or a year or so, or even in the last couple of months, you are aware that the scenery has changed. Look, there's trees instead of cactus. I'm in New York, as you guys know, and you're probably curious how I've been doing the last couple of months. As you can see, I have a lot more clothes on. You know, the only skin showing on me today is my face. But if I were in the Arizona desert, that would be pretty much the opposite. I'd be in probably a ball cap and shorts and a t-shirt at 7 o'clock in the morning. Yes, it's around 7:30 in the morning here, right after daylight savings. So, which Arizona does not participate in. So that's another thing I've been getting used to in New York State. So before I go into what life has been like for me here in New York State, moving from Arizona, I wanted to do a quick recap on my life in the last 5+ years. In 2020, I decided to purchase an RV and live in it for 4 years. During that time, I learned so much about myself, and it was a wonderful period of life for me. Then in 2024, last year, I stopped being nomadic and I began living in Arizona, in the desert of Arizona. I will leave a link up above to either a playlist or videos that talk about that if you're curious. It was a dark time in my life, and I'll also leave links in the description about those, about that time in my life. I thought I would be in Arizona for years. I love Arizona, and I thought that I would be in Arizona for years, but you know, life changes, and I am now in New York State, far from where I grew up, which was California, Southern California, and I lived in the Bay Area of California for quite a few years as well, raising children and being married and raising my kids. So yeah, life can really, really change dramatically, right? And I'm always up for an adventure. I'm a very curious person. So to me, life, everyday life, is an adventure. So here I am in New York State. I have been in New York now for 2 months, and you guys are probably wondering what I've been up to. To begin, I've done so much hiking, as well as like a lot of outdoor activities. I've picked up my walking again. If you guys were watching since the beginning of this year, 2025, I created goals for myself, and they got put on hold for a little while, but I've been picking them back up again, slowly, since moving to New York. But one of my biggest goals is to stay physically fit. So I've still got my weighted vest, and I'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. But what else have I been up to? I'm getting used to the cold. Yes, it's 40 degrees out right now, but to tell you the honest truth, I think I'm getting used to it, guys. And I've had to purchase cold weather clothing for the first time in my life. I was never a skier or a snowboarder. I never did activities in snow. I mean, there's snow in California. If you've been to the Sierra Nevadas, you know there is. And there's snow in Arizona as well, and Flagstaff and other parts. But I never went to them. What else have I been up to? I've been working. I have been working on my blog as well as writing. That's part of the reason. I don't know if you've noticed, I've put up less YouTube videos because I'm working more on an income stream with writing as opposed to videos. I actually started to crochet again, just as kind of a hobby, as well as reading. And those are things that I just haven't done in so many years, but I've started to enjoy crochet and reading again. So that's just a quick recap of what I want to talk about in this video. And there's so much more. I've been here 2 months, and you guys, I'm actually really enjoying it. I really enjoy living in a small village. I live in a small village in New York State. It's so different. Guys, I drove in the snow for the first time.
Oh my goodness. Holy shit. It's Allison driving in the snow for the first time. She doesn't know what she's doing.
See. No,
How are we going to make it?
Thank God I've been driving.
I don't think we're going to make it.
Years.
Oh no. I'm scared.
Stop it.
I'm scared.
Stop.
It's snowing. It's snowing.
I know.
Oh no.
You're
Oh no.
you're
Wait a
so
minute.
used to this.
Wait a minute.
Stop
It's snowing. Wait. Wait. Who's driving? I'm sure it's safe. I'm sure it's safe. I'm sure we have an experienced driver. Oh shit.
Ah!
Oh, Allison's first time driving in the snow.
It's going to take us 3 hours to get home. Normally it takes.
Oh no, and there's oncoming traffic.
There it is. Don't do that.
No,
Don't
there's
do that.
oncoming traffic.
Don't do that.
Oh shit. Oh no. Ah!
Anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let me get off trail here and get back, and I want to show you what life's been like for me here. It's been pretty cool. Good morning, beautiful. I love it. Horses on my walk. Good morning. I have my coffee and I hope you do too. So, how has life been for me in New York? It's not as different as I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie, I thought there was going to be more people with like strong New York accents. They're not. People haven't even caught on that I'm from another state. I thought it was gonna be a lot different, and so far it's different in terms of there's a lot more trees here, there's a lot of rivers and creeks and ponds and lakes. Did I say trees? It's colder. Back home in Arizona right now, where my kids live and my mom lives, they're still wearing shorts and t-shirts. The other day was 88 degrees, and the other day here at the same time it was 40 degrees. So it has been not a shock, but it is different. It is different. But I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying bundling up. Dan and I go on nightly walks and I just bundle up. I buy long underwear, and I bought a heavy jacket. Like, it's a heavy jacket, guys. It's like, it's huge and it's a big down jacket. I have a down jacket. It's a puffy. You know, if you're a hiker, backpacker, etc., outdoor type person, you know what a puffy is. It's a smaller down jacket. This is a big coat. Like it's big with fur here, and well, it's faux fur, but I haven't worn it yet. It hasn't gotten cold enough to wear it. But from what I've been told, I will be wearing it pretty soon, maybe next week. I don't think so. Maybe? I don't know. This is all new to me. I've never been to New York. I've never lived somewhere where it snowed. So it's been a little bit of me acclimating to the new scenery, which I absolutely love because I'm an outdoor person. So I should probably back up just a little bit and tell you why I moved to New York. This is where Dan lives. And Dan is my partner. And I did have a few people ask me, why is it that I moved and he didn't? I've set up my life in a way that I'm easily nomadic. After I sold my house in California and my kids left the nest, I bought that RV and I took off. I don't have the RV anymore. I don't have a mortgage. I didn't have rent. I didn't have a mortgage or rent in Arizona. Even if I did, my mentality is more nomadic. Let's just put it that way. So it was easier for me to move than him. And that's why. That's plain and simple why I moved and he didn't. I've had to kind of get used to living in a new place. You always do, whether you buy a new house or you live in a new apartment or condo or wherever you live, you have to establish yourself, right? So I've had to establish myself. Where do I put my clothes? Where do I put, how does the kitchen work? Where are things in the kitchen? Where are things in the bathroom? Where do I put my bathroom stuff? So those were the first things that I did. Of course, those are givens. Like, where do I put my stuff? And that's been established. So I've settled in. Also, learning using a lot of his stuff to cook with, to just how do you explain that where I'm living in his world now, but at first it felt like that, so it felt foreign to me, but not too foreign. And over time now I've acclimated, and now it's our world. It's mine, his, and our world. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess it does. So I've had to settle into just living here in the home that we live. And then I also have been getting used to my new village. You guys, I live in a village. I live in a village of all places. This is how naive I am. And this is why I think it just excites me to be curious about this. I didn't think villages still existed. Either that or like they were in Europe. I don't know. I'm sure there's villages all over the United States, but I never paid attention, or they just don't exist in the West. You guys tell me. I don't know. I didn't look it up, but I live in a small village with just a few thousand people. And it's so strange to me because I've always lived in like suburbs or right outside of cities, but it's exciting to me. I went to my first Aldi. I've been always wanting to go to Aldi. If you guys aren't familiar with Aldi, it's a grocery store here in the East Coast, and I believe it's a German company. Anyway, look up Aldi, ALDI, and it's a fun experience, Aldi. There's also a natural food store. There's a co-op in the town down the way, and we joined the co-op. and buy like bulk coffee there. Did I say that right? Bulk coffee. Yeah, there you go. I just get so excited about that because I've always wanted to buy items more in bulk. And I never lived anywhere where I could do that. You just went to a major supermarket and you just bought everything that you needed. So when I first moved here, the weather for the first 6 weeks or so was gorgeous. We had beautiful weather, no rain. I think it maybe rained once or twice and it wasn't that big of a deal. So it was early fall, September, early October. And so Dan and he took me out exploring. So I've been, when I first got here, I walked a lot in town. And as you can see from the beginning of this video, I found, Dan told me about him. He showed me a lot about the places I can go. But I've also walked these trails that are around the area, as well as I've walked town. Dan and I take walks at night, which is really nice. And the houses here are so effing quaint. I've never lived anywhere where the houses are just so cute. And at night, they're just kind of lit up. And like during Halloween, there was some houses that were decorated so cute. And then the house itself has this beautiful architecture that just enhances the season and the feeling of the time, Halloween or Thanksgiving time or fall. It's not Thanksgiving time yet. I can't wait for Christmas. Like, oh my gosh, the homes here are going to just be so beautiful when they light them up with lights. Not to take away from homes in the West, but the homes here are like 150 years old and more. And the architecture is just so pretty to me. And they look so pretty lit up at night. This town is extremely walkable. I love that. I've also been getting to know Dan's world here as well. And he's taking me to his favorite diner, which is called the Silver Leaf. We've had breakfast there a couple times now. I think maybe 4 or 5 times. I'm starting to feel like a local. The people here are they're great people. I've been welcomed with open arms. Driving here is different a little bit. It's country, it's rural, and there's deer. And I'm terrified to hit a deer, guys. I'm terrified. I don't want to hit a deer. I'm not used to driving where there's deer. Maybe coyotes, donkeys. I do know that, but donkeys don't okay, there's a difference between deer and donkeys. Because when I was in Arizona, there's donkeys in the desert there. When donkeys cross the road, they meander. Sometimes it takes them like 10 minutes to cross the road. They're like, yeah, crossing the road. Y'all will just wait for me. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna cross the road. Deer, as probably most of you know, just dart out. It's a little scary for me. So let's get down to the important stuff, guys. Hiking. There's so much hiking here. There's Cat Mountain. There's Ampersand, which is, that's my favorite one so far. Catamount. Let's see. I've been to Rainbow Falls. That was one of the first hikes I did. Huckleberry Lake. Oh man, Huckleberry Lake was really fun. It had lean-tos. Like, oh my gosh. I've never seen a lean-to. I've hiked thousands of miles, guys. Thousands. But all in the West. Most of it in the West. I've done a little bit in the South. But it's all been in the West. And they don't have lean-tos. Not that I remember. Maybe some. But there's rarely lean-tos. Lean-tos are an East Coast, East side of the country type of thing. So this lake, Huckleberry Lake, and then also later on, just last weekend, actually, we went to Wolf Lake and Moon Lake, which are all near each other. And there's these lean-tos there that you can stay overnight. And I get excited sometimes and I want to just throw those F-bombs out there. They're exciting. Like, it's so cool to stay in a lean-to because we did a canoe trip. My very first canoe trip. First we went up the Oswegatchie. I was spelling it wrong and saying it wrong for the longest time, for a couple of days actually. So we went up the Oswegatchie River for 7 miles. We did that over 2 days. Like the first day we did, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles or something. And then the next day we did is that how we did it? Oh my gosh, I can't remember, but we stayed in lean-tos both nights. That was so much fun. It was so much fun. It was so gorgeous too. It was so pretty in the morning with the sunrise and over the river. And this river just meanders. It's not this like rocky river or anything. It's just a meandering river. And it was a really fun trip. I will probably put up a video about it, as well as a blog post, guys. I'm just enjoying my time here as well as my time with him. I really am. I'm happy. I'm happy in a way. I feel guilty. Like this all can't be happening, right? And anyway, I bought my first big coat for the nasty weather that's to come. It's coming. It's coming. It's forecasted snow. And next week. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm terrified. I've never lived in the snow. So this will be my first time ever living in snow. I've been doing very well. I've been doing very well here so far. I will continue putting up videos of my life in, kind of these vlog styles, I guess, over the winter as well as spring. And we all know, not all of us know, I didn't know, is bug season, which I'm not looking forward to. I'm not gonna lie. I am not looking forward to spring, but it comes with the territory, right? I'm so happy here that I feel like I'm nesting in a way. I've started to crochet again, which, I wanted to like crochet these cozy things. I think I'm going to crochet myself a scarf. I started to read again, drink more tea, and write. I've been writing in my journal as well as writing in my blog. So there's always a link down below for my blog if you're curious. A lot of times I will have a complimentary post to the video here with images and more like of my personal feelings. I'm happy. I'm content. And thank you for being here. And until next time, have a great week. Have a great day.
I made it.
This is the end.